Hi there, thanks for joining me today. Today is the day we sew some threads into the spine that we've been working on for New Worlds to Conquer. So I'm going to be using a type of embroidery floss. 1, 2, 3. Now, fair warning, I'm not an embroiderer. My mother tried to teach me, and it was not one of my strengths. She was wonderful at it. She was quite skilled at all of those kinds of things, knitting, crocheting. Like, look at this, I'm already struggling to thread the needle. There we go. Knitting, sewing, crochet, embroidery, that sort of thing. She was very skilled at. I think part of it came from she was very artistic, and part of it came from back then it was a necessity to know how. And I think because she was artistic, she even wanted to be better at it, simply to challenge her own sense of art. You know, so like when she was getting married and you start preparing your, I'm going to be doing that a lot, you start preparing your, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't wax it. All your things to go into your hope chest. And so embroidering tablecloths and napkins and pillowcases, that sort of thing. His and hers towels. She sort of found a way to make it what was considered a necessity back then. Every bride had to, you know, have her hope chest full of lovely things to start off her new home, which for my mom and dad was a bedroom in my grandmother's house, but still wanted it to be nice. So she was very good at it. So I'm, oh boy, sorry, I'm going to have to be careful. So 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I should get rid of these now. These were from when we poked all the holes in. There we go. And I don't think I need this, so that will buy me some more space underneath. I'll put it close by in case I change my mind and decide I do need it. I want to give myself room to tie a knot. So, we had sunshine this morning. Oh, it was so nice. It's the other end for you because they're hard to see, but you can feel them. Wrong one. There we go. Oh, it was so nice. Now I try my best to sort of push the upper one out of the way. I have a really bad habit of sewing right through the thread and then, oh, it's awful, instead of sewing beside the thread. Those who know will understand. So this is a rare thing, me sewing in front of a camera. Every once in a while I like to think I can find the hole without flipping it over, but no, I have to flip it over. There we go. Anyhow, so I'm not back to embroidery. I'm not good at it. And here's why I really, really, really dislike pamphlet stitches. Because if you go through the thread, it's just not nice. And there we go. One down. I always take way too much thread. I don't care. I'd rather have too much than get through it and find out, oh, rats. Now, one needs to go on one side. And one needs to go on the other. Nope. I'm just wanting this tighter. Wrong one. There we go. And see how it's on either side? So when I tie it in a knot, right over left and under, left over right, and under. You can do 3 if you want to be on the safe side, but I'm going to be running a bead of glue in behind here. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm actually going to be making a slightly curved spine liner to go in, and that will glue this side in and strengthen the other side. So we'll just give ourselves a bit of room here. And see what I mean? I took too much. So let's take a look, see? There's one. So I probably will have enough to do. The next one is going to be the pretty one. Hope I have enough. Cross your fingers. And giving this floss extra wax. I don't normally go 3 times and then just use my fingers, warm up the wax, and there we go. This is where it's probably going to get really messy back there. And that's okay because it's in behind. And only you and I will be the wiser. So, now how did I do this last time so that it was all done in one? Come on. Nope. I've got to look for it. There it is. Give myself enough room to tie a knot. I'm going over here. I really should have 2 needles for this. There we go. So this is where we're going to create our little crisscross. And I hope what I'm doing makes sense to you. And you'll see I didn't put a sticker underneath. I figured I still could if I really, really want to. We'll just find a way to slide it underneath. I skipped one. See that? I didn't go there. You saw it. Why didn't you yell at me? You were all watching. Oh well. Thank goodness. We're not at the stage yet where it's permanent. There we go. We'll start again. So yeah, I got outside this morning. I took the dog out, and I literally just stood in the backyard with my face up to the sun and just soaked it in. It was so nice. I may have to either turn off the camera or... This is one of those things that drives me crazy to do in front of people. There we go. All right, now shall we try again? There we go. We skipped this one. There we go. How dare we? By the time after lunch came and I went to take little Miss Kirby for a WALK, it's overcast again. And apparently, oh joy, oh bliss, we're getting a blizzard on Wednesday. So, that's fun. I find the crisscross ones, in a way, almost easier than the 5-hole pamphlets. Come on. Thank you. I don't know, makes sense. It's my brain better. And I'm less likely to have the problem that arises when you split the thread with your needle and then you end up with a tangle. Ugh. Ugh. There we go. So that gives us the X's. Now, do you think I've got enough to do that next row that I'm going to do straight? I think we do. Let's give it a try. The worst that can happen is we have to unloop it and start again, right? So, oh, now I'm used to starting a 5-hole from the center. And I have to be able to tie this in a knot. You know what? I'm tying it in a knot. Not worth the headache of worrying. Oh, now we're back to the dreaded 5-hole. Let's see if I have enough thread. It'll be like the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer and the car sales guy keep driving to see if they've got till when their gasoline runs out. We'll just see if we can get this done, and if not, well, then we'll start again. I feel like I have a week like last week where I was inside so much that little Miss Kirby goes back to feeling like she's joined at the hip with me. It's a real problem because I need her to start being more comfortable being away from me. And like, she loves hubby dearly, but she'll still is that tangled? She'll still stress out a bit even if I go out and he's home. Can we do it? We can do it. We can do it. She'll still stress out on him and stand at the door and watch it and whimper a bit, and it's just not good. Oh, please don't tell me I went through. Okay, good. We did it. You guys, we did it. There we go. Woohoo. Now again, we've got to make sure that one thread is on one side and one's on the other. So it looks like if I take the thread long enough, the floss, I can do 3 with one stretch. Good. Let's take a look and see what we've done. Oh, love it. Yes. All right, let's see if this is our last one. I'm gonna have to go get some more of this. I love this color. I get it at Michael's in the embroidery floss section. I'm just going to take 3 and hope for the best. Because if you take too long, if you take your thread too long, then you also risk tangles, which is a nuisance. Oh yeah, this is way too long. Oh dear. Way too long. Oh well. Anyhow, I find this twisted floss over where the embroidery stuff is. And you know me and mustardy yellows and golds. I just love it. You'd think I'd have more of it in my house, in my decorating, but I don't. But to use it, okay, I gotta go off camera. The pressure's off. Then I can just talk to you and try and jam this thing through that gosh darn hole. Come on. Thank you. There we go. All right. So, now, should we start from the bottom this time? Because we've got the knot up here. I don't know. Gotta hold the little tail underneath so I don't pull it all the way through. Now this time, don't let me miss one of those loops, okay, you guys? Gotta go get my eyes checked again. I was so relieved when they phoned and said, hey, you're due. Yay. I was prepared to pay out of pocket if I had to. Because I feel like my prescription has changed. Is that it? That's it. I feel like my prescription has changed on me. And I wasn't sure whether it had been a year or not. I'm entitled to get a checkup every year at no charge. Look at all those threads. So, as you can see, this really isn't as hard. Oh, look at that. One of them is trying to come through. There we go. It isn't as hard as it seems. And the finished result is so pretty. but definitely the X's are easier for me than those 5-hole hand-fold stitch. I'm not tugging too hard because I can see myself ripping through our beautiful spine, and that would be tragic. So I give it a tiny tug, but that's it. Oh, don't you dare. I'm getting to the time of year where hubby and I usually would be boarding a ship and heading somewhere tropical. And I think this year, had it not been for our little friend who's asleep over there, we would have. But she's not ready for a babysitter. She'd be a lot to put onto someone. It would need to be someone who's home all day. She's not trustworthy alone yet to not get into things. There we go. Try as I may, she's still, this is probably TMI, but she's still poops 3 times a day. So that makes things difficult. If it was morning and night, then someone could just pop in at lunch, check on her, take her out for a little piddle. But that second poop seems to be whenever it feels like arriving. Oh my. And it could be at 8:30 in the morning. It could be at 1:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, that's nice. So I think, at least for this year, normally some people are still nervous about traveling with COVID. We're okay now with that. I'm trying to decide whether I just feel like taking that thread up there. No, I'll tie it off and start again. We're okay with that, but it's her, you know, she's not ready. She's not ready for, I think a kennel would break her heart. Might be good for her, I don't know, who knows. Dot was so old by the end and just snoozy all day that she could stay with my daughter, and she was a breeze. She had her little spot on the couch and she'd watch the world go by all day. The daycare children would come and go and Dot didn't care. She just liked someone to give her a pat every once in a while. She had a good agreement with the cat. She and Keith got along great. Keith's the cat. Don't you love animals that have human names? I love that. Come on. All right. This is what I do when I can't, when I've waited too long to find the hole. There we go. So it's not fair to my daughter yet. At some point she will be able to go over to her place to be watched, but not yet. Oh. Don't you go through there. I need room. I felt it move. Now the breeder we got her from does boarding. And we've thought about that. But no, this year it's too late. We should have booked by now. I think this summer we'll book a pet-friendly cottage and head off. Somewhere, bring her along with us. She's not the best on car rides. She barfs. Oh, the joys of owning a dog. Thank goodness for Serenia. Tried gravel. Gravel couldn't cut it. There we go. Yeah, that was way too long, that thread. But I can save it. It's long enough to save and use on something else. All right. My goodness. We did it. Oh my goodness, look how much... All of you experienced embroiderers out there were probably having a good chuckle. Did you see how long she took that thread? Yes, she did. Oh well, a pretty spine is worth it, right? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now, how are we for time? Oh, we're right at 33 minutes. Okay. That's going to look nice. Where's the text block so that we can get an idea what it's going to look like when we put the cool one in. Oh, look at that. We did it. Oh, I love it. That's really pretty. So this is the pattern I did on the Gilbert and Sullivan book, and that looks really nice. I'm happy with that. And then Our Lady, she'll be next to figure out how big. I want her big enough. There's a few things, we'll go over this before I sign off. There's a few things that I'm taking into consideration. She's too big for me to be able to put a name, a book plate on. So we're just going to have her beautiful because the title is so spectacular for a journal, for the name of a journal. Oh, I love when it works out like that. I need her, I want her halo not cut off. I want it evident that there's a ship here to the side. And I want it long enough to cover up the author's name. We'll see the author's name when we use one of the, probably use this. I bet the date is on the back. And then I'll get cranky. Yes, of course. All right, we will figure it out. Anyhow, so that will be the next thing, is to figure out how big I want her to be. And then I will be using brads to hold her in place. I'm probably going to do this off camera because it's a no-brainer. I'll be cutting it with a blade and a ruler. Sandpaper to sand it down and round the edges nicely. And I'll probably use gilding wax again to put a little bit of gold just on the very edge. So if it's, you're going to be able to see that it's a little thick because it's cardstock, and that'll look nice. All right, well, thanks for joining me today and helping me not be so nervous to do these faux signature threads. Again, my apologies to the experts out there who may have had a good giggle. Hopefully I was entertaining. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk very soon. Bye.